What is going on, my crypto fam? RJ here, and in today's video we're just going to go ahead and do a 1 month anniversary slash how much I have made since Safuu's inception, since Safuu's birth on March 1st, as well as go over a couple things on where I think Safuu's price potentially can go to. Now before we get started, if you guys haven't already, please consider smashing that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. We do have some super exciting stuff to go over here today, so without further ado, let's dive right on in to the flight deck. Welcome to the flight deck, everyone. Let's go ahead and go over Safuu's Twitter first and foremost. So as you see here, we have the Safuu Racing Twitter, and then of course the official Safuu Twitter account. So the official Safuu Twitter account has 38.3 thousand followers, and the Safuu Racing has 1.3. So this is fairly new. They just opened this up for the SRT team that's going to announce and address a lot of the news and media around the Safuu Racing team. Now let's see if we can get these numbers up, bump these numbers up to as close to the official Safuu Twitter. There should be like as close to a 1-to-1 here between Safuu and Safuu Racing. So if you guys haven't already, please head over to the Safuu Racing Twitter. Just hit him with this follow, and I'm sure Brian will absolutely appreciate that. And then the next thing I want to go over is the technical analysis of Safuu. As we all know, Safuu opened up at around $17 or $18, ICO'd, rocketed all the way up to about $3.29, and then heavy sell-offs. This is normal market behavior after an enormous pump like this. So massive sell-off, and now here we are kind of just consolidating sideways, which is actually a really good thing. And the reason I say that is because I will show you. If you watch previous videos of mine, you'll know that I have mentioned the crypto J-curve several times. So to give you guys a rundown of what a crypto J-curve looks like, normally you have your stage 1, your stage 2, and then your stage 3. On the stage 1, you have your hype, your ICO, profit takers. So a lot of this is normally at ICOs. It rockets all the way up. So if we take a look at Safuu, here we are at ICOs, it rockets all the way up. And then what ends up happening is on stage 2, the enthusiasm kind of fades, the media kind of moves on, and then developers are building. Now, in the most interesting sense, Safuu isn't really developing new use cases or anything like that, right? Safuu is actually more of like a store of value, kind of like what Bitcoin is. So when people are like, well, what's Safuu's use case? Well, Bitcoin's use case is store of value, and Safuu's is more so kind of like a savings account on massive steroids. A lot of people say, well, it's kind of like a certificate of deposit or a bond. Sure, but a certificate of deposit and a bond has to be locked away for an X amount of period, as opposed to your Safuu, you can just pull that out anytime you want. So it's not really, there's no really any locking period for Safuu. So think of it like just putting money into a savings account as a store of value, but watching it grow every 15 minutes, you're getting more and more of it every 15 minutes. So the developing stage and the use cases are actually a little different. There's no one-to-one, but to give you guys an example of what Brian's doing in terms of the developer building, as a business-minded entrepreneur, he's looking to market and get us more eyes, just not only in the crypto space, because obviously he's paying for banner ads, he's doing all the marketing he can on his side in the crypto space, but now he's developing a way for Safuu to get more eyes outside of the crypto space, and thus the Safuu Racing team is born. And so now Brian created the Safuu Racing team, funded it, invested it, and now here we are with the end goal of hopefully getting onto Formula One. And so in this stage 2, you can see here that the target J-curve buying period is stage 2. You want to start buying in this area where there's little action, just heavy consolidation, moving sideways, not financial advice. And so if we take a look at Safuu's chart here, here's stage 1, ICO, hype, it dies down, and now here we are, just going sideways on that crypto J-curve. And then of course, stage 3 is as it approaches launch or functional platform, tokens approach point of utility. In this case, we're just gonna go ahead and achieve many more investors and many eyes onto Safuu. It then starts to moon. Now, to give you guys perfect examples, if you guys don't know, if we take a look at Cardano, here we are, right? Here's the initial pop, here's the die down, and this is the perfect J-curve buying period when it was at like 5-6 cents, and then it started to rocket on phase 3, reaching $1 with a max of $2.90. If we took a look at AVAX, AVAX has this initial hype right here, right? It goes from $3 all the way up to $55. And then people take profits, sell off, and then kind of here's your phase 2 area. And then phase 3 hits and it goes all the way up to about $134. If we take a look at Shiba Inu, here they are. Here's the pop. Here's this phase 2. And then here's your phase 3 where it just moons. So majority of your successful cryptos have this crypto J-curve. Initial pop, phase 2, phase 3. Initial pop, phase 2, phase 3. And same with Cardano, of course. Initial pop, phase 2, phase 3. And so if we're taking a look at Safuu right now, here's your initial pop, phase 2. And now we're looking for that phase 3 follow-up that'll kind of just moon us all the way back to all-time highs, which was around $330, and then breaking through all-time highs. So that's the crypto J-curve, and this is where we are, I believe right now, is the consolidation period as we go sideways. As you see, I drew 2 horizontal lines here. We're just kind of bouncing back and forth between these lines. There's major resistance up here and major support levels down here. If you can see, we've touched this and rejected. We've bounced off this, we've touched this and rejected, tried it again, rejected, and then we bounced off that level. And if you look at previous levels, it respected support level here and a respected resistance up here. So this resistance between 175 and 145 is heavy. So we'll see if we can either break it on the upside or resistance breaks and we continue to make lower lows. But again, this is just my day trading technical analysis, rough and dirty, with the 2 horizontal lines acting as support and resistance. And so what everyone's kind of been waiting on over here is how much I've actually made in 1 month's time since March 1st. And so if we take a look at Safuu's price right now, we are at $151.88. So if we take a look at the account, we will see that I am at $93,243.57 with 613 Safuu. Now, somewhere in there, when we reach all-time highs, I think I had like 410 or 450 tokens. And it popped all the way up to 320. I was at about $120,000, I believe, give or take. So if we just pull up the calculator here, it was like 400, let's just say 420 times, what did I say, 329. I was looking at about 138,000 at one point in that account, but now it's just very steadily at about $93,000. So the initial investment that I had put in was $16,000. And so in 1 month's time, the 16,000 I saw at one point was about 138,000, and then I saw it go back down to as low as like $70,000 again, and now we've popped back up and now just maintaining the $93,000 area with 613 Safuu. Now this is where I kind of tell people and I try to educate people that this is where investor psychology comes in and just experience in the market, because I know 90% of the people would have saw 148,000, 138,000 and sold all of it. We saw that in the charts. We saw people completely zeroing out their bags and selling it, because not a lot of people have seen this kind of money. And not only that, the more difficult part is watching your investments go from 130,000 to 70,000 and not doing anything. To a lot of people, that's where the emotion comes in of wanting to sell. That's where your paper hand comes in. That's where just inexperience comes in, because when you start seeing large amounts of money for some that's like 150, 130,000, and all of a sudden it goes down to 110,000, 90,000. To a lot of people, that's what causes a lot of massive selling, is that kind of inexperience, because it cascades. It triggers a lot of emotion, and that's when people start selling. Now, I myself am battle hardened. I've been in the market not only in day trading, but regular investments in the stock market as well. Same style as Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, which is value style investing, as well as real estate. Now, in the very beginning, I can absolutely tell you, yes, I was very human with very real human emotions. And when I would see market fluctuations, it felt good to go up. And then as it started to go down, I would sell everything. I'm like, oh, it's too scary. I want my money out. And that just comes more with experience in the market, more time in the market. And that's why Brian is very, very confident that no one will reach the full 365 days in terms of not selling, because imagine to a lot of people, let's say you start seeing 1 mil, 2 mil, 5 million in your account, and all of a sudden it starts fluctuating drastically. All of a sudden you went from 1.5 million to 700,000. That will cause a lot of people to succumb to emotions, and then of course inevitably sell, because not a lot of people have that emotion and psychology locked in. That's why they have, if you look at day trading books, that's why you'll see day trading books. They're like 250 pages in terms of the strategy. Fine, you can learn the strategy all you want. And then you have 450-page books on trading psychology, because it's not just the strategy. Sure, you can learn a day trade with technical analysis, but the moment you have real money in there, $20,000 in a single trade, and it goes up or down, you will feel that emotion. That's why it's massively, in my opinion, investing and trading is just psychology. And so where I think Safuu is going to go in the future is, let's just go ahead and go straight to the market cap of. And so if we take a look at Libero has a $107 million market cap. Titano has a 6.99, let's just call it $7 billion market cap. And Safuu's still at 106 million 1 month in, 1 month and a couple days. Now, if we take a look at Libero's liquidity, they are at 12 million. Titano's is at 19 million. And Safuu is at 16 million. And so again, in the perspective, not bad for a month and some change being in the market. So where do we think Safuu's price is eventually going to go? So if we take a look at market cap of, and we just type Safuu, and then we type Titano. So here we are, and now they're asking for the circulating supply of Safuu, which we can get right here. Paste this in here, and then we take the circulating supply of Titano, which is right here, and we plug that in here. And now if I hit apply, all we need to do in order to get to where we are now and in the same market cap as Titano, the future price to a one-to-one same market cap of Titano will be $384. And I think that is absolutely achievable, and that's going to be doable as Brian continues to market and push things outside the boundaries of the crypto space, because obviously with the Safuu racing team, that's way outside the crypto space now, right? You are attracting different eyes, a different audience into, oh, what is Safuu? So as we attract more investors, as we attract more eyes, and as we go from this phase 2 in the crypto J curve to the phase 3, and we reach Titano's market cap, we're looking at a $384 price. Now, obviously, I think that we can surpass Titano, of course, and just continue to go upwards. So now just use your imagination and think of what the price of Safuu can be once we've surpassed and once we've exceeded competitors like Titano. So I hope you guys really did enjoy that video and a 1 month recap of how much I've made being in Safuu since its ICO on March 1st, a little bit of technical analysis, a little bit of education on the crypto J curve and where I think we are right now, and as we approach phase 3, and of course future potential pricing as we get closer and closer in terms of market cap to other competitors such as Titano. But if you guys did enjoy this video and you found yourselves a little bit more hyped for this project, do me a favor and smashy that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. Also, if you guys want a free $50 in Bitcoin, I will leave a link in the description below to open a Celsius account where you just need to transfer $400 worth of assets and you get to claim that Bitcoin absolutely free. Now, what you do with that Bitcoin is entirely up to you. You can keep it or sell it to purchase some Safuu. But again, it is just free money waiting to be claimed. If you guys have any other questions, just please post them in the comment section below. Life is too freaking short, so eat some delicious food, drink some delicious drinks, do some good in the world, spread some positive vibes, and I'm going to see everyone on the next crypto video next time.